Hey everyone, Mherex here, bringing you another video. This one is going to be on Shawn Michaels, the Heartless Kid. So, boss battle weekend, Shawn is a focus technician, and he is the last zombie of the month. I'm a big HBK fan. Rocker Shawn was my favorite growing up as a kid. I think he's a great addition to the zombies. So let's take a look and see what he gets for links and gear. He's got your standard zombies, modern era stuff. He is modern era, like the bulk of the zombies. He has the standard gear, the Heartless Kid. He's a coach. He's the black gem generate coach for all the things, for the traps, the countdowns, the juggernauts, the regular +3 at 6-star. Like the zombies, they've all been great coaches. He is a great coach as well. Uh, so that for sure is a plus to any of this year's zombies, especially taking them 6-star. Um, I will have 4 move sets for you guys. I'll also talk about a 5th move set for 6-star for him because there is a really nice one with triple blue. I'll do that at the end, along with my favorite build at the end. And there is also a build that should be very good for him for boss battle as well in here. So he's pretty versatile. A lot of different trainers and coaches and stuff you can use. I'm going to start off with something really funky. Typically not kind of the way I do stuff. This is the strap I'm going to have on for the preview. Green percentage, move damage, metal. Otherwise all standard. Fury, you can see the gem damage here, 75%-ish. Across the board, 133 on the green move damage. Nothing special. Plate is going to be the Honky Tonk Blues. Whenever you break 3 or more green gems, you get 3 blue MP. That'll come in most handy at the end, which you'll see there for the build set that I like the most. As it's also what you would use for 6-star. So this first one is, like I said, is going to be different, a little bit different for me, kind of funky. We're playing for a turn 2 with this build set. We're doing nothing on turn 1. You will see it's loaded with perks and stuff. You would not be able to load this turn 1 in feud. It would be loaded turn 2. It's going to have the 7 MP green Heart Stopper Smash, deal 97k damage and decrease your countdown gem timers by 3. Love Bite, 6 MP yellow, deal 77k damage and make 22 rando gems into 3 turn countdown gems. That will deal 52,000 damage and make 2 random countdown gems into yellow. This part is important. A lot of people are like, oh, that's just the same as Edge. Yeah, but each countdown break is dealing 52k damage, so you got 22 of those at 52k. You're going to get a million damage right out the gate just off of that before you break any gems. So, worth noting. And then the Bloody Tears. 6 MP blue, deal 77k damage, and choose a 3x6 area to make into trap gems. By the way, I love this move. If broken by you, deal 66k damage and randomly respawn 1 trap gem. That means they regenerate themselves. So if you break all 18, as long as there's space on the board, you're going to get 18 trap gems back. If there's not space on the board, you won't. You will see that in this particular build, there won't be space for them. If broken by your opponent, deal 103k bleed damage for 2 turns. That's significant per trap gem. We'll see this one more later as well in detail. So for this one, we're going to blow it up once and it won't respawn because we're going to blow the entire board with this build on turn 2. So Entourage, Steel, give us 4 green MP. So in feud, you'd be starting with 6. 17k Santa Hogan would be 7. Doesn't matter though. This is 7 MP. We're not ready till turn 2. So Santa doesn't matter there. Beth is 2 yellow and 1 blue. The yellow's 6 MP, so that would be 4 in feud. Santa would be 5, so Santa does matter there for the yellow. You could also just put Kofi in because you're going to need a blue match anyway. If you don't have 17k Santa, run Kofi here. And then we have Rhea Ripley, tech in there for a better chance at blue gems, because you will want a blue match. If you don't get a blue match, if you have 17k Santa Hogan, you'll be ready on turn 3. Otherwise, you know, not so much. So that's how it works. Like I said, you're going to see it loaded turn 1. It is turn 2 in feud with a blue match, or if you don't have the Z plate on, if you have the Honky Tonk Blues, green match would do it as well. So just know that. We're going to go against Hacksaw here. He's got moves loaded turn 1, so in the interest of time, I am going to hit this turn 1. Just know it is not possible turn 1 in feud. That being said, unless there's a line bonus. With a line bonus, you could do this turn 1 in feud. This is just there to show you. I know I had a couple buddies that are like, man, I wonder how much damage this thing, the whole shebang, would do. So that's why this is in here to show you. Again, this would not be ready turn 1 in feud without a line bonus. It would be turn 2 with a blue match. We do have a 5 match. We have blues everywhere. I'm sure I would cascade it. So in the interest of time, we're just going to do it this way. Trap gems go down. You want all 3 moves loaded before you do this, because it is not a perfect recycle at all. Countdown gems go down, and the reason we're going against Hacksaw is he has 5 million health, and now we're going to blow it up. We're going to blow up the board. And because there's going to be no room on the board, there's no place for those trap gems to go, so they won't respawn. And you're going to see we did 4 million damage. So that's worth 4 million damage. So I could see that being pretty decent with a line bonus to just hit and be done against 5-star golds. How that would translate into 6-star without being a perfect recycle would be hard to say. The countdown gems do go up to 82k damage, so those get a boost. And the traps go up to 100k, so those get a boost as well. I would guess probably 6 mil-ish at 6-star with that, maybe 7, but again, not a guaranteed perfect recycle. So, and it's turn 2, so I'd stay away from it. It's more just to show kind of a cool little bunch of burst damage sort of thing. I thought it was interesting anyway. So, all right, next moveset. Let me go back here, and we're gonna go kind of your traditional what you'd expect countdown. This one a little bit more difficult to pull off without Santa Hogan. Again, you could play for turn 2. This is to show the stake driver move, which is the only one we're gonna bring in for this. It actually, if it was 7 MP, you'd be able to get it with Santa Hogan. This is another turn 2 moveset. So you're playing for turn 2. If you don't have Santa Hogan, you're going to need a green match. If you do have Santa Hogan, you'll just be ready turn 2. So there's that. Again, green or yellow match, and also to help recycle with the heavy machinery plate. Z plate is 50% more gem damage and 35% gem defense. So those are the plate options there. Stake driver 8 MP green, deal 108k damage plus 73k bonus damage for every countdown gem. Of course, you know we're going to have 22 of those. So we're going to get a decent chunk of damage. We're going to put Kofi in, so the love bite is ready right away. Kofi's going in. Santa Hogan, and we're actually gonna, Santa Hogan's over there, we'll leave him over there. We're gonna switch Rhea for Rhea. Zombie Rhea, though, in this case. Because she does 35% countdown gem damage. I think this might be one of the few times I've actually used her. So that gets us almost to 100k. That means the stake driver is gonna do 2.2 million damage with 22 countdown gems on there. So it is significant. Again, this is one you could do with a line bonus as well. Without a line bonus, it'll be ready turn 2. Of course, I'm going to be loaded right away, and Hacksaw does do moves, so again, in the interest of time and not watching Hacksaw's animations who we don't care about, I will go turn 1, but do know this is turn 2 only unless you have a line bonus. Turn 2 with the green or yellow match if you have heavy machinery. or Santa Hogan, no match required. So you're obviously going to throw your countdown gems. And then we're going to hit this, and it should be right around 2 million damage. Hacksaw's at 5.2, so let's find out. Yeah, 2.17 mil. Not bad. And now we're going to blow up the board. He's got 2.8 mil left. We have those 22 countdown gems. That's a million right there. Plus whatever gem damage we pull off right here. So 2,700,000, about a million gem damage and a million trapped or countdown damage. So you can see it's a pretty beefy hit. About 4.5 mil at gold. So very solid. So that's where, like I said, a little bit different for me. Just some turn 2 stuff that's pretty big. Now we're gonna go standard turn 1. Well, technically it's turn 2, but we start turn 1 with the sub. Actually, with the fact that those countdown gems hit so hard, this hits really hard without even Ronda's jacket or a Z-plate. I do also like this for boss battle. And I do think in the current 6-star world, with the way the kickouts are, Ronda's jacket is much, much better for him than a Z-plate. Z-plate is extra damage, so if that's all you got, that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. But Ronda's jacket for sure, and you'd also want Ronda's jacket for boss battle. And the reason I say boss battle is the sub here, 7 MP yellow color sub, choose 7 gems to make into green sub gems, do 120k for 3 turns. Remaining, leave behind multiply gems of strength 9. So in boss battle, you could choose to fill the green with him, and you'd never have to swipe because you'd just be blowing up the board, right? So your Ronda's jacket would stack repeatedly, and he would get stronger each time. Whatever you have left over would turn into multiply gems. Probably in boss battle, you only have a couple 3 most of the time, so multiply wouldn't necessarily add a ton, but it would be really solid for yellow gem damage boss battle, and you could continue to grow it. And he is focused, and focused is one of the tougher classes to have a really good boss battle guy. So I like this build a lot for boss battle. In particular, it's also nothing wrong with it for feud. In particular, if you have your John Cena showboat beefed up, if you don't, you should really make it a priority. This is a fantastic trainer now at 16k. Yellow gems do 45% more damage, and yellow moves start with 2 more MP. So you don't need 17k Santa, even though he's going to be on here. No big deal if you don't have Braun. Braun is giving us 25% yellow gem damage. It's okay if you don't have him. Any other yellow gem damage you got would be fine. If you don't have that, you could do a move damage coach. You could do gem defense, although gem defense, not so much anymore at 6-star. It's quite difficult to make those builds work now. So you could put Cena on for an extra countdown gem. I mean, you don't really need it, but yeah, it's there, right? So let's see how hard this one hits. So with current perks, a 3-match in feud would be fine. If +2 matchy match goes away, you'd end up having to do 2 3-matches. So I think we'll just choose the one. Actually, I'm gonna do 2 because those will end up getting in our way anyway. Because we want to try and leave as many of these on the board as possible, because they do turn into really quite beefy multiply gems. Oh, that did not work out well. Probably my fault. I'm tired. I wasn't really paying attention. I'm sure he's going to break that. Yeah. So we're only going to have 2. Sadly. And normally I was getting 4 most of the time, which is an extra 36 gems. Whole board should turn yellow. Obviously it's going to recycle quite nicely. Again, I really like this for boss battle. I think it would be great. You can see, even with only having 2 of those, a 2.6 million hit, and keep in mind, this is regular Fury Metals. We don't have Rhonda's Jacket or Z-Plate. It's a very spiffy moveset. And I hope you're noticing a different variety of trainers and stuff being used, MP color and stuff. That adds to his flexibility. You guys watch my videos very much, you know I love that. So now we're going to play around with these trap gems a lot more. This is by far my favorite moveset because the trap gems are really unique how they work, and I think it's a heck of a lot of fun. And then again at the end, I'll kind of talk about how he fits into the techs I have, and how I like him compared to some of the other techs in the game. This build set, I would only run the Honky Tonk Blues. I have the head games because it increases your gem critical, but really, and botch gems out there, it's, yeah, I wouldn't run it. I just put 2 because really there's no reason to run for this. You'll see. You can get the trap gem off twice. And those traps, 18 trap gems at 66k a piece at gold is 18 times 66 is 1.1 million damage, and you can get those off twice with that. So the move you haven't seen, I don't think we've ran Nail in the Coffin yet. 6 MP blue, deal 71k damage and choose 6 to make into green. And the Screaming Chin Music 10 MP finisher, deal 149k damage, make 13 traps into blue, pin the opponent. So I'm sure you can see where we're going with this. You want all the blue gem generate you can get. If you have Hall of Fame Sting, I would run Sting and Dom. Hall is there to make your choose life easier. You'll see what I mean in a minute. You're choosing 6, so most likely you could make it work anyway. Without Hall of Fame Hall, it just makes it for sure that you can make it work in the safest way possible, which means I will cascade. You're going for a 5 in a 3 match. Again, you don't have to do that, and it won't hit as hard. But I kind of like. Where are you? What am I doing wrong here? Oh, yeah, that helps. I want charge. In this case, I like the extra damage and the trap gems everywhere. Plus, it shows off what the trap gems can do better, which I think is really neat. The replicating of them, super cool. Of course, if you have woods and wood starts to work on the bleed on the traps, that would be really interesting, potentially. Because you're leaving all of them out there. I would trade woods for Hall in that case. But really with this one, to be perfectly honest, I would go Hall of Fame Sting and Dom and Max Dom as much as you could, because you want to break all of the traps that are out there or very close to it, because there'll be plenty of room to let them drop in. So right now that I'm done running my mouth, maybe I can switch these a little bit better. My Dom only does 1. He's free to level up, so there's no reason to not have him do 2. So I'm actually going to put Hall of Fame Sting on, who does 2. You guys can all get him there, but Dom in the picture is really what we're simulating here, right? So don't panic that you don't need Hall of Fame Sting. So doing the same thing Dom would. And then Hall, like I said, just so we can choose 8. Makes it easier. And then let's see what this looks like. So Mr. Duggan, let's check his starting life. It's a showboat with a strap, so that's why I chose him for his high health pool, 5.3 million. You want to start with your traps. We also want to keep a lot of traps on blue gems if we can. So I'm going to put it on this side right here. And then you want to do a 5-match choose. Unfortunately, when it works out best is when you can see 2 gems above. That's the safest. So, and preferably not in the middle of anything, so on the edge is the safest. So I have 2 choices. I can do it this way. And then, you know, as long as a red doesn't drop in, 1 in 6 or 7 chance, we won't cascade there. We'll see how we do. Alternatively, you can also break your traps. So because this is safer and it's me, let's go ahead and make a 5 match right there. And, you know, hopefully a blue doesn't fall in. And then we're safe-ish there. Yep, looks pretty good. And then we're going to set up a 3 swipe right here. So you can see we did not need, in this case, the extra from Hall. But sometimes it's nice to have. Yes, I'm sure. Thank you, game. So notice the traps I broke went out in random spots. And the honky tonk plate gave us 3 blue of the 6 we need. Now we are full again. So now we have a whole passel of trappers on this board. We're just gonna hit this for damage. Also, actually, yeah, we're just gonna hit it for damage because we don't know where what's gonna go. Yes, because we're turning them blue. That's fine. Yes, I'm sure. Just get the extra damage in, and then go ahead and hit the finisher, and let the carnage rain. So he's at 4.3 before the traps break. Break the traps, replicate a bunch, break some more traps, replicate a bunch. He went from 4.3 to 1.6. That was 3 million, and now he's gonna bleed himself out. So pretty cool, right? About 4 million and plus worth of damage, recycles really well, plus they're gonna bleed a bunch, right? So really nice build set. I do like getting the extra traps out there. Definitely hits harder. Getting an extra 500 to 750k out of that with the second set of traps as opposed to just one. Now the 6-star move, let me pop this up. Right here, the Bad Moon Salt, 5 MP blue, deal 140k damage, plus 93,000 bonus damage for every trap gem. So that would go in place of the finisher. You'd be running triple blue. I would still use the honky tonk blues, and how I would run it is I would hit the bloody trap, right? Or the bloody tears, rather. That would throw out 18 trap gems, and then you're going to hit this move right after that for about 1.75 million. Then you're going to do your green choose and choose over some trap gems, get some damage out that way. Do your 5 and your 3 match. Everything is all loaded again. You throw your traps out a second time. Now you have like 36 traps out. You're doing like 3.6 million. And then to pin them, you're going to do the nail in the coffin a second time for the pin, breaking as many traps as you can. You should do probably about 5 mil like that, and then like total in that cycle you're going to do like 1.8, 3.6 plus all the traps you break. Actually, you're probably going to do more than 5 mil, 3.8. Yeah, you're going to do more like 6 or 7 mil. And then the bleed damage. So it's really a setup for a turn 2 full drain to do that, but that's going to be a possibility for you as well. Hopefully that makes sense. Honky Tonk Blues for that, 6-star, kind of a full drain. Let me run this trap move one more time for you. In case you wanted to see how it does without fiddling around with the 5 and the 3. Let's say you just want to be like, Mherex, I don't want to mess with that. How much damage will it do without it? Well, if you did that, you might not need all of this stuff too. In feud, if you had Dom maxed, you could probably get away with putting Gable here, buff the finisher a little bit more. Gem damage isn't such a huge deal for him for this build. I could see running different potential combinations and stuff like that. Anyway, matchy match. A 3 match would do it, maybe? No, 2-3 matches would do it. If not, you would need Hollywood for 2-3 matches, or you'd have to do a 5 and a 3 and get creative anyway. We're just going to do 2 3s, 1 set of trap in the middle of the board, and see what happens. Actually, no. Oop. Let's increase our odds of not having a Mherex Cascade special. You can see 1.8 million, significantly lower this time. Probably going to end with the same result, but not nearly as much damage. So I do think it's worth the 5 and the 3 to get all that extra damage out, right? Really neat build set, a lot of fun. Pretty dang cool. Then we got the boss battle build for that. A lot of different trainer coach combos, so good flexibility, low charge moves. The trap gems are really hard to nerf or defend against, so those are great. Won't really rely on feud perks, so that's also great. Yeah, just really good, solid, all-around tech for lots of stuff, and he's focused, which is great. So let's take a look at my roster. Let's go to the techs class. Where would I go with him with my roster? So I have DX Triple H here. A lot of people know I'm very high on him. I've said I think he's the best tech in the game. Some people might disagree. They might say Razor, maybe Snoop if you have a ton of Hall of Fame Snoop, if you have a ton of bells and whistles. I happen to like DX Triple H. This is how I settled on running him with the move damage build and the Foley plate. So get some extra gems out too. 300k in power gems with the feud perk. It's 600k. Get that a couple times. It just adds a lot more. So damage wise, I think it really comes down to player preference. I think that DX Triple H with his damage move at 6-star will be able, his damage moves plural, will be able to drain full life easily on turn 2 of other 6-stars. HBK could do the same with the blue move set. He's going to drain on turn 2. As far as the standard finisher one, we're hitting for 4, but we hit 3 million and drain for a bunch more. Those trap gems do go up to nearly 100k, so I would anticipate that would probably hit 4.5 or 5 mil, and then you'd have the bleeds and it would recycle again, probably looking at a turn 2. So I think they're very actually comparable. As for DX Triple H, he's got boss battle magic potential too with either a chic plate. He's got the sub here, can leave multiply gems, not as big. A little bit higher charge on the yellow. Actually, it's not. They're both 7. You can do the X break thing. I think they're pretty dang comparable, to be honest, in damage output. So I think it, for most people, would come down to playstyle preference, which superstar they like, sort of thing. I'm inclined to say I still like DX Triple H more, mainly because he also can take advantage of exhaust, which is one of the best breakers in the game, in my opinion. Where focused, it's really hard to... I still don't know which breaker I like the best at focus, to be honest. Still trying to figure that out. So I do think that there's a lot of potential for both of them. I certainly think, for me, HBK would be my top 3 personally would be Razor, DX Triple H, HBK. I don't have Razor. If you don't like, I like DX Triple H more than all of them. I don't know. I think I might like Razor more than Shawn if I had gear. If I didn't have gear, I'm pretty sure I'd like Shawn more. And then Snoop, I would want both gears in a drip plate to like him more than Shawn. So hopefully that helps you guys decide. I would say easy top 3 tech. Doesn't require a lot to make him good. That's the other thing. Everybody got a Z, not everybody. I shouldn't say that. A lot of people got a Z plate recently from the faction event for free. And then Honky Tonk Blues everyone can get for free off of the part picker. So not a lot of stiff requirements. Dom was free, Scott Hall was free. Seth was free, so I think HBK very easy to run effectively. And you don't need a lot of extra stuff, so I think that's great too. Focused is weak in boss battle department, so that's a bonus too. So yeah, I think he's a super great addition. I'd put him in a top 3 tech. Absolute worst case scenario if you want to choose all the bells and whistles for Snoop, top 4. So him, Snoop, HBK, and Razor I think would be my top 4 techs for dudes. So let me know what you think in the comments. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I think he's a great addition, a lot of fun, and those new traps are neat. I hope we see more traps that replicate like that. That's super cool. And thanks for watching, guys. Remember to like, subscribe, and share, as that really helps me out, and good luck out there.